Also, in terms of people thinking out of the box, you want to work out how to find a solution to something, ask a disabled person, because they do it every bloody day of their lives. So suddenly you're in a TV, mindset, and everyone's going, "Oh, this is really hard to do." You ask Jordan, or any of the amazing, Ben Ledsham, one of our trainees. Goz, one of our trainees. You ask any of those guys, "How do we do this?" They spend their whole lives trying to get around physically or mentally or whatever obstacles that are put in front of them by society. So it's great. We never every problem had a solution. It's good. Work with disabled people.
That again, just something that I guess you don't consider unless you've been exposed to that.
No.
Or
And on this job, we had 2 roles we were casting for the last 2 episodes that we're shooting early in the new year. And I said to the casting director, these both have to be deaf, disabled, neurodivergent actors. It's not relevant. Their disability is not relevant to their role. It's not scripted as disabled, but these are 2 roles. And I spoke to the director obviously in advance about it. They have to be DDN, deaf, disabled, or neurodivergent, and we have 2 great cast.
Okay.
Who only got their offers yesterday, so they might not even know. Well, they'll know by the time it goes out.
I mean, by the time this comes out,
they'll have done it. Yeah.
I mean, I guess that kind of, I don't know how much you want to lean into, but right now the culture's kind of going through this back and forth and reacting and counter-reacting. And as someone who's producing and creating massive parts of the culture, like, what is your experience of it?
Oh, it's going backwards at the moment. It went forwards quite a lot in terms of all inclusive, be that ethnicity, gender identity, colour, some really great steps forward maybe 4 years ago. Disability's behind that, and it's was catching up a couple of years ago, but the lack of commissioning, the lower budgets and the risk aversion that are in the industry means that the foot has come off the gas in terms of that representation across the board, from female directors through to disabled cast, every level. People aren't making as much as an effort as they were 2 years ago because they just need to get it done for the money, and they don't want the hassle. But I would say that commissioners are being much more pushy about it. So when you fill in your form for your commissioning for Channel 4 or BBC or a British Film Institute film, you have to fill in whole sections about how you're going to be inclusive in terms of class, colour, disability, gender. You've got to be really clear what your goals are. But It's interesting because there aren't, the global majority percentage in Scotland is completely different from London. So you also have to be realistic within the world in which you're working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it depends from region to region, I guess.
Yeah, totally. And Guilt was great for that. I mean, the representation we had on Guilt was fantastic.
Yeah, and it was a great story, and it wasn't something where people go, it wasn't something that, like, you weren't parading it.
No, but the important thing about all of those people, they were Scottish. Moya, a black woman, Scottish. Noof, Moroccan, Scottish actor. Who else did we have? We had. You have to cut all this meandering out. Why is his name completely? I can't forget.
Are you thinking of Eamon?
Thank you very much. How can I forget Eamon? You're not going to put that in. Eamon Elliott.
Yeah.
Were you there the day his dad turned up? To say, what a suave
no, I don't
man.
think I met his dad.
Actually, Noof's brother is very suave as well. Very nice man, Noof's brother. But all of these Scottish actors, just a massive range of family heritage or their own heritage. Just amazing. And then Mark Bonner and Jamie Sivis. Yeah.
They only carried the bloody thing, that's the easy. Once you know you're getting paid, that's the easy bit. But yeah, no, it's been interesting to see because like there's a lot of vocal sort of action, sort of getting. As someone who's like as an immigrant, sometimes I feel like, oh, that's great. Okay, we getting represented. Sometimes I do feel a bit paraded about.
A tick box.
Yeah, but it's almost like, look at him, look how diverse he is, look, and you're like, yeah, but like. You haven't heard me open my mouth. I might say some horrific shit.
Yeah, you want to do it on your merit. You want to be there on your merit, not just on your how you look away from.
Yeah, and that is the interesting one because the culture. I've just noticed that the people are pointing fingers back and forth, and everyone finds a couple of examples of what they hate about the other side, but then they're not actually acknowledging the valid points the other one's making.
Yeah. Again, human nature.
Yeah.
Humans are shits.
Yeah, we're the best and the worst.
Penguins, you got to just be a penguin.